Feel. This feeling right now, man, I swear it feel. Yeah, it's all about us.
All right, and 3, 2, 1, boom. What is up?
Oh, hey, y'all.
Socially awkward aardvarks, welcome back to another episode of the Socially Awkward Podcast.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm sure shit happy to have you. I was gonna say I'm Justin.
I'm Zach. That's why we're the Socially Awkward Podcast, everybody.
We get awkward right away.
Oh, yeah.
We get into it real quick right off the bat. We want to welcome any new listeners and
shout out to you guys, because it seems like they're popping up each week, and it's cool to see that. It's cool to see.
It's good to see it growing.
All the new people and
it's good to see people sharing and growing it, and the quality of the people who have jumped in is so good. Like the people who are listening and who are participating and contributing and reaching out are just such honestly, like, they're dope people. Like, they're really cool people.
Mm-hmm.
But also too, they're just good people, and that's the type of community that we want to have.
It's been all positive, which is cool. I mean, like, we keep getting and then also too, all the people that are tuning in and like asking for the like great listener questions. Like, we're getting serious, like good, not serious, but like fun questions to answer, fun topics to talk about.
Right.
Fun listener interactions. We're starting to see more reviews, which is cool.
By the way, since you guys are probably already on your app, if you don't mind just going on there and giving us 5 stars and writing a little something nice.
Yeah, just something quick and easy. You don't even have to put your name down on it. It's going to ask you for some username. You can make anything up.
Someone made up Zach's name, so you could just make up another name for Z.
Yeah. But it does help us out a lot. So, if you guys feel like keeping that up, we greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we really do. Also subscribes on YouTube, man. We really appreciate those more than we could
subscribes, comments, likes. Just getting this thing to keep growing and keep
well, you were saying, dude, the other day how you got that message from your boy, how he's like, I love listening to it during work, gets me through my work day.
Yeah, I had a buddy share it. Shout out to my buddy Tito Hector, man. That guy's the man. He's a guy that I trained with in MMA for years, and he's a little badass. Think he's still training, I don't know, but yeah, he shared it on Facebook and was like, yeah, man, it helps me through my work day. So, like, that's always so cool to...
Yeah, dude, like,
I just love seeing people share it and enjoy it, and
that's what I want to keep doing. I don't even care. I don't care. As long as one person is saying that.
What's weird is, like...
That's worth it for me.
This has become, and we kind of talked about it, but not for very long. Ever since we started this, it's almost like money's value in the world, or at least in my world right now, doesn't have the same value as I feel from getting the love that comes from this. And as corny as that sounds, and I'll be the first to say it, but there's a lot of truth to that. Like, seeing the love in the interaction and seeing people like wear the hats, that I got to express myself creatively and come up with it, and to see people even want to wear it, or see people even like the picture of it, or see people interact in any way that they can, or write the review, or taking that little bit of time to do this.
Right.
It feels so fucking cool, man.
Yeah, well, it's because you put yourself out there, and like the compensation for expression a lot of times is that it's just that gratifying feeling of a like, or a comment, or just a nice word, or a subscription or something. And oftentimes as a consumer, you don't even really think about that.
Right.
You know, like if you're someone who's just listening or watching, you don't really think about how valuable those things really are to the people that are doing it. Like if you said, would you rather have me subscribe and review or get $20? I would way 1,000,000% rather have you subscribe and review.
Well, exactly, and that's what's so funny. It's more or less
keep
what
your
we
20.
Yeah, more or less what we did, because you look at those hats, for instance. We got all those hats intending to give all of them away to help get some people to
just be excited about
be excited about it and everything like that. So in a way, we would rather spend $20, because at the end of the day, when you first order a round of hats, you got to get the digitizing, and there's this whole process behind it that you probably don't even realize. But after the design process, there's like a 2-week process where the embroiderer has to like digitize your logo and everything that they want to do with it. So, you have that on top of everything, and that's like a fee for the first time use or whatever. So, that's more or less what we did, is we rather gave $20 per each of those, and then, instead of even getting anything in return, but like it's all,
but either way,
seems
dude,
to be so worth it, man. It's just been so much fun, and it's been so cool, and all the love, man, is
we
awesome.
really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it more than anything, it just shows that, like, people are kind of open to having different perspectives on certain things and having these long-winded discussions about interesting relevant topics of life.
Yeah, that and the thing is a lot of things that we talk about, a lot of people, I wouldn't say like we don't talk about things that people are afraid to talk about, but I think
sometimes people don't know where to start.
They just either don't know where to start, or they just don't even,
they don't have someone they can talk about it with a lot of times.
Or they look through it, and a lot of times, I don't know, it just seems like people,
maybe you don't know that you need to think or talk about certain things.
Yeah, because on the front scale of it, at the right at front at the opening gate when you're at the store, and there's all those signs, the sale and everything going on. You see all those signs. It's basically like what it is, but they're gonna just skip over it. They're just gonna skip over it. They're just gonna keep going through the store, get what they need, and leave. So it seems like what most people are doing these days is they just kind of take whatever they need or say whatever they feel like they need, and then they're out, skipping over some of the real good the meaty, the
golden nuggets.
The golden nuggets.
Yeah, well, I think too that just we've been in such a world of quick attention spanny.
Yeah.
Rapid fire news strips that people are tired of getting half-assed sound bites to where it's taken out of context. You don't understand what the fuck they're talking about, what they're saying.
Yeah, it almost seems like people are into the long form now. They like this long form.
Yeah, dude, and we're right on the cusp of it, to where like we're just now, I think, starting to get into this world where people are doing these. But the thing that you got to realize is that it's super difficult, because you really got to be careful with what you're saying and how you say it, especially on these one-run takes, to where there's no editing, there's no nothing.
Well, and then that's the other thing, man, because you can't be too nitpicky, because you've got to be careful, because you can't go back and listen to it before, because if you listen to it before you post it,
nuts,
you're going to want to edit it. You're going to want to reshoot. You're going to be like, dude, I said this, like just these minor things.
These people are going to hate me.
Yeah, and you just don't want to get caught into that. But anyways, that's a quick little rant before we even get into anything. We weren't even planning on talking about any of that. But
some of that stuff I wanted to talk about, but anyways, how was your weekend? We pretty much just worked, huh?
Yeah, we came in here on Saturday. We had a lot of we've had a lot of work that we've been needing to do with all this. We've had a lot of
strategic
planning, yeah, and
actual content idea brainstorming and stuff like that.
Now that we're getting a grip of this whole podcast, the whole podcasting side of it, we want to start, I don't know, expanding into other forms of content and quicker ways to see us, for the people that maybe don't have a quick hour, or maybe their style is something different. I don't know. We just want to offer a bunch of different things. So we're coming up with...
We just have a lot of stuff that we're curious about and interested in doing too.
Yeah.
To where,
it'll be a fun, like
one of the things that we want to get into is like breakdowns and, different things that we find interesting, which is like
we want to break down.
Yeah, just like a more focused, condensed, I guess, version of what we do on here. But like, it'll just be a real,
short, sweet, to the point.
Yeah, and then I think we're gonna be doing some lists and stuff like that too, like top 5, top 10.
Yeah, just fun, guys, just fun.
Just fun shit. So if you have suggestions or stuff that you want us to break down or lists that you want us to do, then feel free to send those our way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what else
That's
did we do?
pretty much it. I'm trying to think. I feel like maybe I watched something. Did I watch something? We could talk about how fucking hilarious Joey Diaz's special is.
Oh yeah.
I watched that. That was kind of the weekend. I watched it last week. It was after it came out on Tuesday. We shot the podcast on Monday, so
that's a hilarious thing.
Oh, go watch that
on Netflix.
Part of the Degenerates series on Netflix.
Yeah, he and a crew put together. They all did 30-minute little sets, and just it was fucking hilarious. Joey Diaz, dude, is so funny, and he's so real.
Yeah,
that man has been through. I mean, you can tell he's been through some real shit.
And he just seems like, and from what I've heard too, he just seems like the most genuine, just like he's a guy I want to get to know sooner rather than later, and I want him on my corner. Like, that's my goal more than anything else, is to meet Joey Diaz and have that guy's phone number in my back pocket to where he calls and says, "Listen, Zach Weber, look, don't listen what these cocksuckers are telling you, man. They're everywhere.
It's not bad.
You keep going, man.
It's not a bad.
Come in
Joey
with the
Diaz.
big dick. I'll pump the blood. Ready to go." And yeah, he's just I've just heard it. I've heard stories of other podcasts and people, like, what it's like knowing Joey Diaz, and they talk about him and they're just like, dude, he'll just call me randomly.
He has the best, most motivational tweets.
And he posts them. Yeah, he posts them to his Instagram. Go follow him too if you're at it. Like, while you're at it, fuck following us or anything we're doing. Go check out Joey Diaz. He's actually got a podcast too.
Yeah, dude. It's called Church What's Happening. But yeah, he's
hilarious. It was so
such
good.
A funny dude. What else? Oh, I started a new article. It's called Sneakers or Stocks. And as I mentioned, I was gonna write an article about.
Why
sneakers.
don't you call it this? Sold, SOLED, out.
You know what? Maybe what I'll do is sneakers or stocks ? Sold out.
Or you could do sold out : sneakers or stocks ?
Yeah, whatever, dude. You can.
That looks more.
Whatever you think will look better SEO wise.
Yeah, I'm the marketing guy, so we'll look at it.
That's your deal. I write. I do my thing. I write.
Do both.
Here's a question I have, dude. Now that Halloween is wrapped up.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this a lot last week, after we did the podcast, and I was a little upset I didn't have a platform to ask this question on. But the question I wanted to pose is, out of all the skeletons that there are, how many of those are dudes? You ever think of a skeleton and think it's a girl skeleton?
No. Man, that's such an interesting question. Because
how many
it's
skeletons?
One of those things you don't think about. I would say half. I mean, you look at it.
Well, now that you're thinking about it, but before I ask the question, how many skeletons were girls?
I mean, none. Because you're thinking.
Now here's a
They're
weirder.
bald, they look like dudes.
Well, but here's a weirder question: how many of them have a dick?
Again, none. So okay. Now hold on a sec. Now hold on a sec. Here's where I stump.
Not a single one has a dick,
hey,
dude.
Step back, because here's where I stop you in your tracks. That was the train stopping. That's your train. Super rude of you being on your phone.
Sorry, dude. Just got a new subscriber.
That's cool. That is good news, guys. Keep them coming. I'm going to stop you in your tracks because here's the thing. And here's where you become a dummy.
There is a
Your
bone
penis,
in there. No, there's a bone in there.
No,
Yeah, there
it's
is.
a muscle.
No, there's a bone in there.
From my understanding, it's a muscle.
I'm going to look it up, dude. Is there a bone in your dick? The baculum, also penis bone, penile bone, or
Let me see this thing.
dude, listen.
Sounds like some dad science.
It's not.
Who's writing this? WebMD?
No, dude, it's right here. Boom. So, anyways, all I'm saying is,
All right. Well, you can't for Halloween.
all I'm
for
saying
kids
is
and
it's
stuff, you can't
sexist,
have a
dude.
Halloween.
Skeletons are
just run around with a
sexist.
dick.
I know, I get that, but I'm saying
Throw some pants on it. Why does it have to be naked?
yeah, that's what we need to figure out.
Then again, it's not probably as scary because you don't see as many bones.
Yeah, I don't know.
Then you got to sanction the dick.
Yeah, how big do we make it? What size is offensive?
I think you have different sizes, man, because you got to make it realistic.
At what point? At what point is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you know what though? I mean, okay,
It's just a weird thing to think about.
okay. Because first of all, you can't have a skeleton with his dick out.
Agreed.
You just can't. That'll scare anybody.
Agreed.
Now,
But
is Halloween's goal to scare people? Now, here's my problem with Halloween mainly, and I know we're
past
way
it,
past it.
but-
We've already talked about Halloween. But I don't what's the goal for it? Are we trying to scare people or trying to wear orange?
well, it depends, dude, on the
Or
person.
carve pumpkins? What
Depends on the
Is
person.
it Happy Harvest or is it Haunted Halloween?
It depends on the purpose.
And then what the difference is what's the difference between Happy Harvest and just fucking fall?
Dude, here's a question I have regarding seasons. What is autumn?
I think it's Fall's sister.
Which means what? Because they seem to be all related,
I think
in
it's
my
the same,
opinion.
dude. I just think it's a way for Hallmark to grab a few extra bucks.
Well, it's hard. It's hard being from Arizona and being in Arizona because you have
Summer
summer and perfect weather.
Yeah.
Those are the only two seasons.
Summer in other places.
But it's a dry heat in the summertime.
Yeah. That's our Arizona laugh. That's the laugh I get when I'm talking about the weather with people. You should hear me on the phone, when I have to work.
Talk to
you should
older
hear me
folks.
talk to just on the phone, in a work setting.
It's just the whitest thing
Oh.
ever.
Oh, my weekend was great. How was yours? Oh,
Speaking of weekends, dude, another thing that just dropped on Netflix recently was this Ronnie Coleman documentary. And I was super curious to watch Ronnie Coleman documentary because I was a big Ronnie Coleman fan back in the bodybuilding
I
era.
command you to grow. Oh wait,
That's C.T.
Fuck,
Fletcher.
that's C.T. Fletcher. It's
Lightweight, baby.
lightweight. Oh wait, hold on. Everyone want to be a bodybuilder,
No one wants to lift
but
these.
no one wants to lift these
heavy
heavy ass
ass
weights.
weights.
Dude, I made that Facebook post 18 times.
Dude, Ronnie Coleman was he was a specimen.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, the best, really arguably the best to ever do it.
Well,
I
some
mean,
would say
he came onto the scene, dude.
he was a cop, right?
Yeah, he was a cop. But he stayed a cop throughout his whole bodybuilding career.
Taking the Stipe Miocic route.
Yes, even running, even when he was winning the Mr. Olympias, he was still doing the cop thing.
I remember seeing
in Texas.
Yeah, I remember seeing that video of where it was super low budget, but he was like living in like it seemed kind of like a more. It's like if you picture any like random person's grandmother's house, that's what it seemed like it was.
Dude, yeah, because it's in Arlington, Texas.
Okay. Yeah, and then he's also.
And then it goes into the locker room at the police station.
Yeah, and then he's working out in one of them, and he's got the stringer vest on, like the high shorts, and it's like the super, just gym that looks like it smells like dude. A YMCA.
Yeah, that's a legendary gym.
Oh, okay, that's what that was.
It's a legend. His gym is a.
I don't know if we're talking about the same video though.
Well, I just know the gym that he trained at, and I know what you're talking about and what it looks like.
It was like real beige colory looking in there.
Yeah, well, it just is like it's
a real
it's
gym.
All iron,
I'm not talking
dude.
shit about it.
But rusted iron and
it looked rough in there.
Yeah, it is. Not that I've ever been, but I've seen a lot.
Like
of
the prison of
there.
gyms.
Yeah, it's up there.
But
he was a freak.
Yeah. Well, anyways, though, back to this video though. What got me with it is I remember seeing him just repping out 200-pound dumbbells, and I didn't even know they made motherfuckers that big. I was just like, holy shit. He had that high-pitched voice, man.
Dude, he had the thing that he did that was crazy. Yeah, the thing that he did that was crazy was he squatted, I think, 800 pounds or something.
Too much.
Yeah, and he was
probably at least 350.
He was screaming and grunting around, yelling lightweight baby, squatting 800 pounds. I was like, Jesus, dude, I need to be doing that. I need to be there.
Yeah.
Back in that time.
Well, I felt that. I think we all did.
He's 54 years old now, and there's a lot of other former bodybuilder guys who you see that are that age or older that don't look as rough as Ronnie does.
He looks bad. A little weathered.
Dude, so weathered. Like, he could really use just... he really looks ill. And just real old and ill. Like
he looks like he could just take a bath with like a exfoliator for like an hour and a half and just...
It looks like
shed off some of the skin.
It's kind of sad to look at, but like, remember that episode of SpongeBob with the chocolate? If you just
that one that just looked like a spine.
Yeah, if you just force fed that thing steroids for like a long time.
So what? He's missing his arms and legs?
No, but they're there. But those are like, remember the other episode of SpongeBob with the inflatable arms that SpongeBob used? Mm-hmm. If you attach those things to that lady, that's what he looks like.
Ah, damn.
Wow, dude. I was not expecting to talk about SpongeBob this episode.
Damn.
I was not expecting to drop that kind of knowledge.
Dude, there's some beef with SpongeBob because we tried watching it. But anyways, and yeah, back to Ronnie Coleman though, man. That's a bummer to hear because
yeah, he needs crutches to walk. He can't walk.
Yeah, that's not good.
He's in real rough shape
because that's something that we just got super.
Well, what makes me, I was talking to Danny today.
Rich Piana.
Danny was Danny. For those of you guys that don't know. Danny that works with us is a former bodybuilder guy who knows the game pretty inside and out. And he was telling me that the rumor on the street is that when he was in his prime, he was doing $30,000 worth of steroids a month. Wow. $30,000 a month. Now, Danny said it was realistically more like 20, 25 grand.
Even still.
That's a fuck ton of money for steroids. And at that time, what you won for winning the fucking Stanley Cup of bodybuilding was just not that much money. So it really wasn't even worth it for those guys, a lot of them.
Well, and then you look at the repercussions now. Like,
he's had 8 back surgeries, dude.
Yeah, what for? What, really? I mean,
he still trains every single day. He trains every single day, dude. But he's still got to be on steroids because you can't just not do them anymore after doing them for so long. Because you need the testosterone. So he's probably on, I would imagine, some growth hormone. But he was doing a full, and I don't even know what this fully means, but if someone's a bodybuilder, they'll know. He was doing a full kit of growth hormone a day, which evidently is a lot. And I just know that's real expensive because what Danny was telling me was that equates to like $15,000 a month alone just in that.
I mean, it's crazy. I wonder, so tough to.
What I wonder, a lot of those guys in the bodybuilding game, in order to make money, because the competitions, you don't make as much money as many would think, I bet. What they do is they start their own supplement lines. They start their own merch, their clothing, apparel companies.
Or they just have huge endorsements.
Whatever, yeah. But for guys like Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Rich Piana even, those guys created their own brand. Now, Ronnie Coleman still has to go do appearances. He still has to see the people and develop fans in order to sell his product. So I wonder, how would his company survive if he wasn't able to do that anymore?
I think it would do okay for
how long?
For a little bit, because not for very long. That's the thing. Like, I don't think it would be able to last for very long, because like you look at,
because how many people are using that stuff because they're a fan of him, not the product?
Well, and this isn't the best example, but like you look at when like an artist or a musician dies. Right when they die, it seems like their album on all streaming services blow the charts through the wind. It just blows all the other albums, all the other songs. See ya. They're number one. Prince, when he died, number one. Michael Jackson, when he died, number one. Which, rightfully so. I'm not taking anything from that, but that's like that. Those are some of the best of their genre. And then they're maybe at the top charts though for like a month.
Well,
2 months.
my thing with
Same
that,
thing with these supplement companies.
My only thing with that is to where it's different is that with music, it's just music. It is what it is. But with supplements, the first thing that I thought in my mind when Rich Piana died, who's another huge famous bodybuilder who died recently, was like, dude, I wonder if there's something fucked up with his supplements. Like, me
too, because I was like, I even took some of I didn't take any of the 5%er stuff.
Not like his company, but the company before,
that made him what he was.
But like the first thing you think is like, dude, I don't want to associate if he's dying from something health wise, like I don't want to associate with this guy.
That's true, and I don't even think about that. I
don't want health supplements from a guy who's clearly not fucking healthy.
And what's scary is, and you're probably, I'll double down on with what you're saying, because when we're guys that are we've been around enough bodybuilders and powerlifters and athletes in general to understand the steroid game and the dangers of it. And we've also been around supplements and nutrition game long enough. Like, I tried to start a supplement company, for God's sakes, at one point. And that was wholesale distributing, not create my own. But for how much knowledge that we have in this space, for us to still that quickly think that and just go, shit, I wonder if there's something in that that ruined his health.
Yeah, I could see like merch sales going up, but
maybe
not supplement sales, dude.
Yeah,
like,
supplement sales will probably be down.
I think
for
the
sure.
second I think the second one of those guys dies from
if they're not already down, because I think
I don't know what happened to
though,
Rich Piana's. I'm interested now to know.
We should do some research into it and see how if they're even still up, like who's running it. I'm
sure his chick is, but that's a lot of work for her. You know, Rich was lucky that he had some women issues, if I'm not mistaken. He had a few chicks that were kind of up in the air with him, but I'm assuming one of them was willing to take the reins. They were all pretty Insta famous, and they were all pretty all over his Instagram, so I could see like one of them just taking the reins.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
And they had to have known that this was going to happen. But, like, Ronnie Coleman doesn't have a partner in crime who's Insta famous.
I thought he was a part of BSN.
Ronnie Coleman?
Yeah.
He's got his own deal.
What's it called?
Ronnie Coleman. Something. It's just a picture.
Maybe when I followed him, he was into...
It's called, like, light...
Must have started
There's one called, like, light... He's got a product called, like, Lightweight Baby. He's got...
so that must be newer.
It's just named after him, his catchphrases.
Oh, so it must be a newer kind of thing. I don't see it. I don't see it doing well, but I don't see... I bet you it's not doing well already, because he would have started that after he was on his run of being Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
Phil Heath is already way more famous than him.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing. Kai Green even.
And now Jay Cutler, dude.
Jay Cutler. All these guys are creating.
Jay Cutler had a whole run of Mr. Olympia wins after Ronnie Coleman, and then after Jay Cutler, you have Phil Heath, who had a whole run of Mr. Olympias too.
Because I bet a lot of people have no idea even any of these people we're talking about, let alone Ronnie Coleman. Because here's the thing with Ronnie Coleman, is that bodybuilding era, we even got into the bodybuilding like when it was super famous and popular for those few years, and like aesthetics, and everyone was super into it.
A lot of people
we got
still
into
are.
it kind of early, you know, for sure. And it's grown.
Yeah.
But it's actually like now it just seems more people are into overall health and fitness versus bodybuilding and powerlifting specifically.
Well, I don't know if that's true.
Maybe not. Maybe we're just not in the game. But
well, I think there's that for sure. But I think also, too, you have a lot more of the commoners or just the regular people who have jumped on to like the actual health side, which is good to see. Versus before they're like, all right, this Insta fit.
It just seems like there's not as many people that are just wanting to be big just to be big. You know, it seems like more people are focused on more functional style training, or
which is good,
or being big to compete for something. You know, like they're actually lifting to go compete and be a physique competitor, or go be a power lifter, or go be go bodybuild, which that's grown and gotten bigger.
Yeah.
But what's crazy though, for a guy like Ronnie Coleman, it's just weird timing for him to jump out and do it, because his name wasn't that popular, because it's like, it's
I don't
not
know
like
when he started this. It's not. I don't think it's recent.
Yeah, I just don't remember it being around as one of the competitors.
I feel like it's been around for a hot minute.
Really?
Yeah, like it's always been.
I remember him being sponsored by
I
BSN.
think he was before Arnold. It may be BSN, and he
has his own line, because Arnold has his own line with
through
Muscle Farm. Yeah, maybe it's that.
And Jay Cutler has his through
whatever that blue or purple and white company is.
Yeah,
Muscle Tech, maybe. No, that's Phil Heath is Muscle Tech.
But anyway, so he just has this deal with them, and it may be them, but
Phil Heath was Muscle Tech at least.
Anyways, the long and short of it, dude, is that he's just not in good health now. And a lot of the guys were saying just that his overall training led him to this point where he lifted so heavy and so hard, whereas you just can only do that for so long.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of bodybuilders go to the more of lightweight, more reps sort of thing, to where you break the muscle down and you rebuild it.
You're not destroying your joint
through all them micro tears. Yeah. And then But what Ronnie would do is he would just do like I said, 800-pound squat, like it was no problem.
200-pound dumbbells, which is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I can't even bench. Fucking, I could barely bench 200 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he was a freak of nature, and it's just taking a toll. And now, like I said, he can't walk. He's got to use crutches, and he's clearly addicted to painkillers. You know, like they were
not good.
Yeah, they showed in the documentary he was popping his Percocet, or no, oxycodone, I think. And he's like, yeah, these are my oxycodone. I take.
Get me through the day.
Yeah, they get me through the day. I take a few of them. I take a few of them at this time, a few of them at that time, or if I need more, I take more. And I'm like, brother, you have a fucking addiction. You have a problem.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know, and you're doing this every day. And he's like, he said, he's like, yeah, we do this every day. It's like, that's not good, dude.
What a bad road, man. It makes me glad because we were super. I don't know if we were wanting to get in this like after the break, but I mean, it's just so crazy because we were just so immersed in that life. You know, that life was so like we.
It is. In fact, I gotta go take a number one right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's number one up.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Z, I feel generous right now.
Do you?
Magnanimous, I feel.
I'm feeling that too a little bit.
Like, I just want to give shit away.
Yeah, I've been feeling that.
And I don't know of a better place to start than a product that we love and use, the CBD oil from Axton, as a giveaway.
Talking about the peppermint flavor?
I'm talking about the peppermint flavor, valued at $60 a bottle. I want to give some of those away.
Couple drops under the tongue, feeling good. Oof.
Tell you what.
Well, what do you have in mind?
All right. Well, I think for the people that watch us on YouTube, why don't we do it like this? How about if you subscribe, like, and comment, you'll get put into a chance to win a free bottle of CBD oil from Axton Subs, valued at $60.
$60. That sounds like a smoking deal to me.
Well, it's free. So, yeah, it's about as smoking of a deal as you can get.
Well, here, let me add on to that. I'm feeling generous, too. So how about I give away a free bottle of CBD as well for the iTunes listeners.
Ooh.
So for the best comment, review, 5-star review with the comment, I'm going to give away a free bottle of CBD for my favorite comment, our favorite comment.
Yeah.
From an aardvark.
I like that, dude.
So, I mean, we got people that are listeners and the watchers.
I'll tell you what.
I think we're onto something here.
I like this giving shit away thing. So let's do that. Why don't you guys go ahead and subscribe, like, comment on YouTube, enter into a chance to win the free bottle of CBD. 5 stars plus write a review on iTunes. Get a chance to win a free bottle of CBD valued at $60. Axton Subs.
Who else but Axton?
Jump in, dude. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. This is smoking deal,
free
guys.
Free CBD, guys. Get
what
on
are we doing?
it.
What are we
Get
doing?
on it. Have a seat. Welcome back.
Guys, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. We just got done draining the main vein. Dude, hey, you know what? You see this?
Yeah, paperclip.
This is the correct way to bind paper together.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what's not the correct way? Bitch ass staples.
Wrong.
Nope.
Wrong.
No.
Keeps it way more injunct.
You know what it is, dude? It is the high school version of binding paper together.
No, it depends.
No,
you know
it
what?
doesn't.
It depends
On what?
On what the purpose is.
Make a 3-point list of when staples are better.
Scripts.
Nope. Wrong. For sure wrong.
Scripts.
Nope.
I think because you could just quickly, you're just taking notes. You're quickly just whipping through the papers.
If
you need
it's
them all
60
together.
pages, what are you going to do? Staple that? You're going to just flip 60 pages?
I have a business that handles papers. I think I know 60 pages ain't fucking being held with a paper clip either.
No, but it's got a little clampy clamp.
That's different. Yeah,
no, it's not,
all
dude.
have to do that. You know what you actually do? The more efficient way to do that, if you have a 60-page document that you're printing out, you probably want to 3-ring hole punch that and throw it in a binder and give it a nice little cover page.
Well, you know what you should do if you're getting that, if you're going to go down that rabbit hole,
you're going to want to pay the $7.99 at Staples.
No. I'm going to say jump into 2018 and go ahead and stick that sucker on a flash drive. Did you ever think of that?
Well, what you could do and get rid of all your bitch-ass stuff is just scan the document into a PDF.
Put that into a flash drive.
Hey, this week's Tech Talk.
Break through the firewall and get it into the cloud.
Well, you're not going to do that with not.
Break
you're not
through.
Gonna, hey, that's not going to happen if you don't have all the content.
You just drive to the IP address.
Okay, well, you're not going to get to the IP address if you don't first.
Dude, you just drive
through the firewall.
No, you got to drive to the IP address.
Well, the fire drum is different.
And
so
then you need
to see.
You need to then punch through the firewall.
I don't think there's enough voltage for that.
Well, there has to be the bandwidth. Is there a correct
Well, bandwidth is important.
Okay.
Now, there's the Taliban with that you don't want to mess with.
Now, where does HTML go in?
HTML. See, now that I know, that's the web page.
Okay,
and
so
the server.
Now the proxy then is what?
Proxy?
Yeah.
That's a cleaning supply.
No.
It's a chemical that they use to clean your web base.
Okay. Well, what were we talking about, dude? Oh, the bodybuilding era.
Yeah.
Let's talk about bodybuilding era.
Well, let's talk about it with us.
Well, let's break it down, dude. Our own bodybuilding era. Yeah, the what, the when, the where, the why.
Well, let's start with the what it was. So the what it was is
it was the time
we got
frame
into we got into bodybuilding. And I was 16, Justin would have been 17, 18ish. We were into that for probably up until I was 18 or 19.
It was right before my last season of hockey. So my last off season was when
you kind of trickled into it a little bit with me, and then you just stopped.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, because my last season of hockey was real short lived, and then. So I trained mostly like an athlete for that summer, but then like towards the end I did some bodybuilding workouts with you because you had started.
Well, yeah, I'd started a little bit before you because my buddy Moch up in Denver, he got into it, and then I was like, all right, man, well, I look like shit. I can't just be a bitch, so I need to go start lifting or something.
Yeah.
So then I got into it.
And then, so we got into it, and it started out in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
We trained
Trails Rec Center.
Yeah, dude.
I was a janitor at, guys.
We trained.
I was a janitor there and had to clean up
old man pubes,
dude, in that fucking locker room every Wednesday. Every Wednesday night. And we had these little bat phones, dude, and then we used to have to call each other. And then if I was lucky, I used to get to go up and go mop the jazzercise room if I got lucky.
Ooh.
And listen to heavy metal with this guy named Matt.
Okay.
Who used to just run all the hookah bars out in Denver. Didn't run them, like actually manage them, but he used to know all the spots. And he's like, yeah, man, well, I totally invite you to come out sometime, but you got to be 18. So.
And you weren't.
I wasn't. So he's like, you got to be 18. So, but you can, you can come up here and help me swipe up jazzercise if you want. I'm like, sure thing, bro.
So Trails,
so here's some Slipknot.
Here's some corn. Trails Rec Center was our gym. That was where we trained, and we had a blast there.
We did, man. There's some funny characters too out of that gym. There's a guy that we used to call Roid Rage.
Roid Rage looked like
he used to wear matching. He used to wear like those starter. If you guys remember the starter the starter company brand. Yeah. They had like these matching basketball uniforms that'd be like these royal blue, like shiny
or red
pants, or red with the matching basketball tank top jersey. So it's like a jersey tank.
And then went a step further and got weightlifting shoes, not basketball shoes,
matching color,
not wrestling
Under
shoes,
Armour.
Not whatever. But they were like weightlifting shoes.
And they'd be either red or blue, and he'd just be a triple threat of colors.
And he was about what? 55, between 55 and 60. range, I would
He had
say.
that chick with him all the time, who's also probably in a roid rage camp.
Yeah, but also in the same age.
She was shredded, dude. She kind of looked like a football, though, in a way. Not like built, but her skin kind of looked
Texture?
like a football. Yeah, because
His
she was just
did
real.
too, kinda.
She looked like she tanned. This guy was blonde, had a necklace. He used to wear the wristbands as well that matched his
puka
outfit.
shell necklace, nonetheless. Can't
No,
leave
he didn't
that
have the
out.
puka shell.
Yeah, he did.
No, it wasn't puka shell.
Dude,
he used to wear the gold. It was like a gold
Oh,
necklace.
you're right. I'm thinking of someone else.
Yep. You
okay,
are.
but roid rage though, what he
You're
did
thinking of a
was
functional training guy.
he had a real light hair. It was a real light blonde that was almost white and gray.
He kind of looked like Ric Flair a little bit.
I was gonna say he's like a mix between like a Ric Flair. If you mix like Ric Flair and Vince McMahon, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Or Chad Kroger from Nickelback.
Yeah, that sucks. That's a bad one to get. But yeah, this guy, he was nuts. And then we had these kids, dude, that were. I remember this one time, dude. We were leaving there, and we were just leaving, and he's like, "Hey, how was your guys' workout?" And we were like, "Oh, it was really good, man. We just did chest and like triceps or biceps, or I can't remember what we were doing then." And
probably chested tries.
and he's like, "Oh, dude, that's cool. Yeah, I'm getting ready to hit lats, calves, and lats and calves. That was it.
Calves.
Lats and calves."
Well, his brother went on to that. We called him Facebook Kid. His brother went on to
He was kind of a
he went out to have some beef with you, and then started talking shit to me. He also worked at the gym, guys. So here, listen up to this.
well. We got wrapped up in one of them pyramid schemes.
We got wrapped up in one of them
then-
pyramid
and that,
schemes.
It didn't
and this
bring
guy,
out. It didn't bring out the best in us.
Yeah, we're
We just
slinging
went
supplements.
We just went about it
We're into the
poorly.
bodybuilding game, and we're just trying to make a few bucks. So step off.
We were
you
just
know?
learning.
Trying to make a few bucks. We're just getting
Just
entrepreneurial
kids, dude.
young. In Denver, it was cold. We had nothing else to do but sling supplements and weightlift. So then he was like, well, if you know you were making so much money with this pyramid scheme, your brother wouldn't have to be a janitor. And I'm like, whoa, bro. Getting free
Yeah.
getting free membership. And I actually have fun
And you were just
listening to Slipknot, cleaning up after Jazzercise on Tuesday or on Wednesday nights.
Yeah. Plus, I wasn't gonna be supporting your bitch ass. Like
Yeah, dude,
I wasn't.
you were 18 and I was 16, dude. How much money do you expect us to
I was
making?
17. I was 17, and I was doing it. I was doing it under the radar, anyways. I had to do it under mom's name because.
Oh yeah, because you weren't even old enough.
Yeah,
so I was
dude.
doing it under the radar's radar.
Yeah, you were under the So fuck that kid.
So
he
I
was
was
a
painting-
bitch.
I was painting the wall one day and he came up and he's like, he used to work front desk, so we had beef with front desk because we
Janitors did
yeah, because we weren't just janitors.
custodial.
Well, we were actually we went by maintenance
Okay,
actually.
fair enough.
So we were overall maintenance of the whole place. So we not only did we take out trash, not only did we clean,
You fix shit.
we fixed shit, dude. And my managers were former military, fucking just hardcore to the bone, dude.
Yeah, they were. I miss those guys.
Yeah, dude, they were the shit.
Seeing them around.
And they used to talk shit. So I used to, it used to be nothing but a thing when front desk was talking shit because it'd be like, you know, we'd have the guy, he had a giant beard and he was like former fucking just all man
just killer.
killer dude of just a fucking beast. And he had a black belt in I think every martial art.
He was a Green Beret, right? Or a
No,
SEAL?
he was a Marine.
Oh,
Special Forces Marine of some kind, and he's just like, fuck whatever they have to say. They don't do shit anyways. And I'm like, dude, you know what? You're right, man. They don't do anything. He's like, all they have to do is check people, and they don't know shit. And I'm like, you're right. So I was painting, and then he came up to me. He's like, yo, man, I just wanted to say I'm sorry, you know, for everything I said. And I was painting, and I'm like, yeah, man, you're good for sure. I was painting walls, dude, and he had to go back to checking people in. So who's the real winner? When you're thinking about that, if you're painting walls and someone apologizes to you, you
I don't
won.
even remember
You
that
win.
guy. I don't remember either of those guys' names.
Facebook Kid and Facebook Kid's brother.
Facebook Kid and bitch, dude. If you see this, hit me up. I'm just kidding.
Where you at?
dude.
Send me location.
No.
No. Send me location.
No, we'll squash the beef.
Wait, we have to fix
After
this.
you send me location, we have to fix this. We have to fix this. You have to send me location. Send me location. You have to do this. Then we fix this. Anyways.
Yeah, so that was the bodybuilding era for us.
That was where it was, dude. We got into some crazy shit though, man. We had these influences on YouTube that we would go look up. Specifically this one company that like was one of the first supplement companies to really get the digital marketing thing down by doing a lot of video content. It was called it's a company called Mutant. They're still around, and I think they're pretty good. I don't know. I don't use them anymore, but at the time I did. And they had these videos that they did, and they had a guy who was a sponsored athlete, Rich Piana.
Yeah.
And it was a day in the life series thing that they did, and it just followed Rich in his life and do the stuff that he does. And so we became fans of him. And he had his own channel, and then he started doing these workout videos and stuff that he was doing. And he had one that was an 8-hour arm day. And he's like, if you do this, you'll get an extra inch on your arm. So I remember...
So our dumbasses were at 8 a.m. at Charles Rec Center.
There we were, dude.
With a bag of fucking protein powder and...
Yeah, because you were supposed to have like a fourth of a protein shake after it was broken up into 16 mini workouts.
Just took some elbow grease and some protein powder, and that did the trick.
I still have my elbows are still fucked up from doing that.
Yeah, man, that was not smart.
And that was like
years ago,
7 years ago.
Yeah,
something like that. It was pretty crazy. And I think the other thing too about that time was. For me, I was way more disciplined with supplements than I am now.
Yeah.
Like, it was...
Sure. Well, it was like the cool thing to do, you know? Well, but like, then again, when you're that young,
still
you just don't
is.
have that much shit going on. Like, you know, that's the thing. When you're that age, of course, you're going to be worried about your supplements because you think... What turned me off of lifting was I was like, dude, I'm going to do this to like fucking... I'm going to be big and girls are going to be into me. And then when I was like, girls aren't really into the whole big thing... I'm like, dude, get out. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm too big. I'm sweating all the time, and I can't fit anywhere.
Yeah.
And I never even got that big.
There's some of that, but I think for me it was just like I got to the point where if I was gonna do if I was gonna get any more serious about it, I was gonna start doing some Mexicano supplements, some Mexican supplements, some steroids,
Russian gas,
and get on the Russian gas. And but my diet just wouldn't have flown on steroids back then, and so I just opted out.
Our diets then even shittier than they are now.
Yeah, and then I was drinking a lot back then too.
Yeah.
So if you do steroids, you can't drink. And I was a
tank.
I was a motherfucker of a drinker back then.
Yeah, tank.
So, anyways, that was the bodybuilding era, man. That was a lot of fun. A lot of nostalgia.
Good times.
Now I feel the best that I've ever felt as far as training goes. We do a lot of kettlebells. We do a lot of functional mobility
and it's
stuff.
just unconventional training, as they call it. You know, making your body get in those
weird positions.
Which is so helpful, man. Because I'll notice. I'm like a chimp, dude. I can climb up on anything, climb up anywhere.
Helps when you're fucking too.
It does.
But your core gets it big time too.
Yeah, your core. Because like today, what we were doing, those kettlebell snatches are nice.
Yeah, well, we were just hucking that weight up. That's 50 pounds, dude. On one arm like that is nuts. We're just wrapping up like a big. What is for me, dude? Because my shoulders, but we're just wrapping up a nice like strength thing where we lifted the kettlebells like to get stronger and a little bit bigger, and we're getting ready to go back to the calisthenic and the functional training, and being really, really attentive on the diet.
So we're doing functional right now.
Yeah, but like without weight,
Yeah.
just body weight, functional body weight, and really, really tighten it up. I'd like to maybe even get down to below 180 this round. Might be my goal.
I mean, it sucks for me because I don't really have like more weight to lose per se. Like, because I'm cruising around. I mean, the heaviest I've been in a year, not in a year, but like it'll be a year in December. But the heaviest I'll be since December would be like 215. And the lightest, like a month or two ago, I was 200. Right now, I'm like 210. So
Yeah, I'm about.
I'll get, but I've only gained like 210 from this series that we've done. I've gained like, the 10 pounds, and some of it's muscle and some of it might not be. But
I'm about 190. I was 190 today.
But then when we do this, I'll probably get down to like 200 again, or 205 maybe, and
What was your lowest?
200.
That was when we
I don't want to be that low.
Did we do the impression? That was when we did the impression video?
Yeah.
That was when I was my lightest too. I was
So that's what makes it hard for
184.
us. Is like, because if we eat similar portions and you're doing pretty much a weight cut, I'm going to get down to fucking 185.
Yeah. Well,
Where you at? Where you at, Style Bender? I saw that performance. That was good. Where you at?
dude,
Where you at, Anderson Silva?
speaking of calling out in sports, let's get into some current events. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Jump on over some currents. First things first, how about the Floyd Mayweather current event?
Oh, man.
Let's get into that.
So,
I'm
for
gonna
those
pull
who
up-
haven't heard,
Pull up some deets.
Floyd is fighting. We'll have his name in a second. On New Year's, this time it's going to be in a MMA ring, not a cage, not an octagon. It's a ring in Japan with an organization called Rizin. Rizin is created by a gentleman named Sakuraba, or not Sakuraba. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
I think.
Yeah, I think it's Sakuraba.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. Some Japanese guy created Pride. It's more or less a spinoff of that. There's more rules and stuff like that, which makes it super interesting. So he's fighting against this like kickboxing sensation who's undefeated. Man, what are we doing, Floyd? It's going to probably get good ratings, and it'll be probably the best that Rizin fight's ever done, but it's not like...
Well,
That's a dangerous, dangerous fight, because they're not going to...
Here's his name. I'm going to try to say his name without sounding racist. It is Tenshin Nasukawa. Tenshin Nasukawa.
Okay.
Tenshin Nasukawa.
Tenshin Nishikawa.
Tenshin.
Tenshin Nishikawa.
Tenshin.
Tenshin Nishikawa.
Tenshin.
Tenshin, I'm saying that, dude.
Say it again.
Tenshin
Yep. Nasukawa.
Nishikawa.
No.
Nasukawa.
Yep.
Nasukawa.
Tenshin Nasukawa.
Damn, I could eat some sushi.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
Just kidding.
There's no negativity with it.
Yeah, I know that. I was just joking. I was being the overly sensitive
No, you weren't.
millennial. Anyways, this guy's a killer, though, from what I've seen of him. I've seen just a couple of clips today.
Yeah, I saw some clips, man. He
is a knockout.
I'm surprised Floyd
beast.
wants that smoke, man. I don't know why. I don't know what's in it for him to do it, man. Hopefully he wins.
Well,
and
I'll
then
tell you
maybe
what's-
gets to fight Connor. But
Yeah, I'll tell you what's in it. I'll tell you what's in it for him to win, and I'm going to tell you the two reasons I don't like this. Number one, if he wins, he can do whatever he wants in either in Bellator or the UFC, probably.
Well, it becomes interesting now.
Enough.
It becomes interesting now because they have the trading aspect.
yeah, but like if he goes in there and
Pretty
fucks,
sure Ryzen you can watch on Fight Pass.
if he goes in there and he fucks up Tension, pretty handedly, he can come over and say, "Yo, give me someone else," and do a fight. But the other side of this, if he loses, the first time this man ever gets knocked out in his career
by a name no one's ever heard
is against a guy from Japan nobody has ever heard
and
of.
He's not going to make the same money that he would have fought. It's not going to be the same as when he fought Conor.
So this is clearly a move. Which means he anticipates not being done.
Well, here's what I don't like. Here's what I really don't like.
And I think this is, I'm
where
about
I'm
to
going.
say.
You know where I'm going with this, but here's what I don't like. Now, what I don't like is that Pride,
the old
Japanese, the original Ryzen, have been accused a time or two for, how do you say, como se dice, fixing fights. And they've been kind of notorious for that. They've been notorious for the drug-free testing or drug testing free zone where they said in the contract we do not drug test for fights. So, you wonder with how much money Floyd has going into fights, so much backing, it's going to bring so many ratings and views to Rise, and he can't really afford to lose, but he can afford...
Who, Tension?
No, Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd can't lose.
So that's what I'm saying is it's like, we'll hit him with some good shots, but like, that's what I don't like. And
so,
I mean, because
if you've got
you can't want to set this up for a Conor fight because Conor's not this tension guy. Yeah, Conor's coming off a loss. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
and they'll make a lot of money, but Conor would still starch him in an octagon. It just isn't.
It's not close.
Yeah, because Conor, he isn't. He didn't look great grappling against Khabib.
And the other thing is that you got to realize. The other thing you got to think about is what are the special rules going to be if there are going to be? Well,
I saw a joke. I saw that. I think what you're talking about is a joke with the no kicking. Only Floyd could kick. Is that what you're about to talk about?
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that they were going to do some sort of special rules.
And that's frustrating. Like, quit doing that. Yeah. But like, don't.
But if he fought Conor and they gave Conor leg kicks, Floyd would be dead.
Yeah,
just leg kicks. But yeah, dude, it's a weird thing, and I think one of those two things is going to happen. It's either he wouldn't win this fight.
Why'd they announce it so quick? I mean, New Year's is right around the corner. It seems this whole thing seems kind of weird. It almost seems a little gimmicky, and I don't know if it's going to pull through either. That's the other thing is I don't know if I'm fully confident that this is going to pull through.
I don't love that he has highlights, that he has guy-lights. Although Dylan Dennis has guy-lights. Odell Beckham Jr. has guy-lights.
Different, though.
I think it's different if you're black. Yeah, I agree with that. But
Dylan Dennis. Well, a lot of people don't like Dylan Dennis. So
Dylan Dennis isn't necessarily white, so...
Yeah.
Anyways.
Maybe he's so white.
He looks like it. Yeah, so that's a crazy current event, dude.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know.
I don't know how I
feel
about it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But that's my prediction. My prediction's that Floyd is going to win in some bullshit fashion, and he's going to try to come over to the UFC.
Yeah.
My guess is that he's playing games.
We'll see.
Next current event is the Coyotes are on a tear. This isn't really like a huge current event, but just a quick...
It's a local current event.
A local shout-out more so to the Arizona Coyotes, who are, I believe, on a 7-game winning streak.
That's crazy, man.
They got a game tonight, Monday, so hopefully they will have won that when y'all are hearing this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they're
I mean, good for them. It's about time. I mean, they have such a young team, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Well, yeah, it's good that they have Galchenyuk back in the lineup, who I played with for like a week before I got sent down.
It's okay.
But then let's see who else is out there that's firing. Clayton Calder, who's a stud. Clayton Keller's his real name.
Then you got
who's Dallas's boy? What's his name?
Dylan Strome.
Yep, Strome. He's a stud.
You got handsome Yarmulson.
Yep. Yeah, handsome guy. And then Stepan is holding it down as a veteran.
Stepan, yeah. And you got OEL. OEL back there.
OEL stepped up. Yeah.
He's C.
Yeah, he's got
Captain
the
Crunch now.
Captain Coyote. Good for him.
I feel like I'm missing.
They started out real shitty, dude. So for them to be on a 7-game heater is cool to see.
It's almost like they're finding. Well, I mean, but Galchenyuk was out like the first half of the season.
Yeah, but he's not a whole team. I mean, I think they're just starting to find their lane though, and they're just starting to. I'd look for them to be a playoff team, dude.
Really, this season?
Yeah, I think they'll maybe make the first round this season, and then. Dude,
all the
you know
other
what?
teams are so young, man.
I could actually see him going pretty far in there,
surprising some people. I think what Vegas did last year, taking over what they did.
I think like once they make it, they
need some better goaltending.
Once they get that momentum, there won't be any stopping them. It'll be like when they went on that heater back when we were kids. I'm bad with years.
Well, the last season the furthest they went all the way to the Western Conference Finals against the Kings.
Yeah, they lost to the Kings.
That was like 2012.
Okay, so that whole
right before the lockout.
Yeah, that whole era of Coyotes, I think they'll be better than that team even.
Really?
Yeah, compared to the rest of the league.
Well, that team that year, they were a little more vetty. You know, like they had like the Rafi Torreses.
Yeah.
And like
they had Doan, they had Torres.
Torres. Yeah.
That's a weird one to highlight, Torres. Now you've thrown me off. Derek Morris though.
Zabinik McCulloch.
Yeah. Now D-man. Fuck, dude. Yandel.
Biz
Nasty, first forward that we mentioned.
Shout out to Biz Nasty. No, Doan. Matthew Lombardi. He was there when they went against when we were still living here. When he went against the Red Wings.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, dude.
Lee
so
Stempniak, all those guys,
shout out to the Coyotes.
Yeah,
good for them. Keep it rolling. Love to have the Stanley Cup party here. That'd be a fucking blast.
That'd be a fun time, man. I bet Old Town would go nuts.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that'll get me out.
Yeah, it'd get me out. Parade.
Okay, so yeah, dude, I love a parade. You get a parade dude.
I don't know if I'm into a parade as much.
A Stanley Cup parade.
A lot of people.
If you were on a float, dude.
If I was on a float, but I didn't get invited on a float.
But you might.
I'm not gonna stand around with a fucking Coyotes hoodie.
You don't need to be wearing a hoodie, dude. We could do a podcast on the float with the players, and just they could come up and say a few words, and we could get fucked up, and it'd be a time.
We'll have our agent set it up.
Yep. Okay, so moving on. Next current event. John Cena posted a cryptic Instagram picture speculating that he could be the next Captain America. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't follow him, but I've throughout the years, for some reason, always checked in on his Instagram. I don't know why, but he was a childhood hero, so that's why. He's always kind of posted weird stuff and no caption. It's almost like all of his pictures are kind of cryptic. If that's all the data we have, if that's the only...
I can get the full story if you want.
Criticism? No, we don't need to, because, I mean, how long have we been going?
I mean, not that long.
But, I
could pull up... Here, I'll pull up the...
I don't know, man. I think he'd be cool. I think he'd be a cool part. I think he's probably going to try and take the same approach that The Rock has been doing, so I think that's cool.
It was literally just...
So that's all we've got.
It's a no caption picture...
Of the logo. Okay.
Of the shield.
Yeah.
Now...
I don't know if that's really that cryptic.
Now, Chris Evans, yeah, but there's some buzz about it now. Chris Evans, who is the former Captain America, I believe is his name.
He's out.
He's out. He's done. And it's a coincidence because you know who else is out right now is.
Well, maybe that's him calling his name for it.
Well, I think he's shooting a shot because you know who else is up for grabs right now?
Who?
Batman and Superman. Affleck's out. Henry Cavill's out. They're both done.
I think you can only have John Cena though out of all the superheroes. He can only be Captain America or probably Hulk.
Well, Captain America. Yeah, I could see both of. No, not Hulk, because Hulk's outgrown humans playing.
Well,
him
I'm
now.
saying he could play him as like a normal guy, like he's just already a built dude.
Yeah, they
Like-
stopped doing that with Hulks though.
Oh.
It's now CGI.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck me then.
Yeah, but I could see that on like a SNL skit.
Okay.
Anyways, what I was saying is I'd like to throw our hats in the ring as far as maybe doing a Batman and a Superman call out.
Yeah, so guys, just send us in to Warner Brothers or DC Comics or whoever does that, Marvel. Send us
let
a
us-
link to the pod.
We're DC, dude. Let's get in there. We would like to be Batman and Superman, please.
If you guys saw my Instagram story, I could wear Superman with some black cowboy boots again.
We'll get you some red ones.
Well, no, I'm cool with the black cowboy boots. They look cool.
Yeah, well,
It's part of the style.
I'd like to be though. I'd like to do that. And then John Cena, we could do some sort of thing where John Cena is Captain America, we're
Be fun.
Batman and Superman.
It'd be fun.
And we'll get together for like a movie or two.
Just a food for thought, guys. I mean, we could do 2 of them, and I'm even down to do 3 of them. Kind of the Peter Parker approach.
And the third one, you have to do a weird dance. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that as a Batman voice. What would your Superman voice be?
It would be very courageous.
Oh, that's fucking good,
It
dude.
would be very.
That's fucking good,
Heroic.
dude. That sounds good.
But as Clark Kent, I would just be this normal, quirky guy. I don't really shoot my shot with the females too much, and I'm a fun guy around the office. Believe me.
So you're playing that and not. Okay,
No,
so
I'm a little more quiet and shy and reserved. I just kind of have my papers here. Hip, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go get my coffee. Okay, thank you. Okay, real quiet in the corner. But then as Superman go, hey, you notice anything suspicious around here? And you go, yeah, I'm scared for my life. Don't worry. I'll save us. Now, first things first. Hang on tight. Jump on. Boom! I'm flying through the air. And we've got Superman, that hoe, want me you, crank that soldier, boy, my you.
So you got Crank That is your theme song when you fly?
Yeah.
That's your takeoff song.
My cape plays it. I'm like a car.
Your
speaker.
cape is Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as I'm flying, it's making sound waves.
What I would
Ooh, crank that soldier boy, man. You crank that soldier.
Here would be my Bruce Wayne. My Bruce Wayne would be like this. It'd be like this. No, Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
It'd be like, "Hi, welcome to my party. It's a charity function." Nah, he's more smooth. He'd be like,
Yeah.
he'd be like,
Sound like the villain.
yeah, I do sound like the villain. He would just be talking, dude, like Bruce Wayne talks.
Let's hear it. I mean,
Well, he
if
just
they're gonna
talks-
send something in.
he-
You gotta.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, dude. Yeah,
I did.
I gotta
I
jump.
Just gave it
I gotta.
I gave it to all of our audience. I gave myself.
just
I gave
fucking-
myself to the audience.
I gotta just let go, dude.
Just
and
let it go.
fucking-
Come on. Auga. You're in there. Come on.
Auga.
Come on, Johnny. Think sexy.
No, Bruce Wayne
Sexy.
would just be talking like this, and kind of a little bit
How about a
lower.
little more subtle.
No.
A little more sexy.
Bruce Wayne is a little more like this, where it's kind of
Basic.
it's a little more basic, doesn't give too much away, but also lets you know that like when I'm professional, but
but played a few years of hockey.
in the bedroom though.
Played hockey in the bedroom.
No. I'm saying that's what my voice is saying is that in the
Oh.
bedroom I'm gonna you know.
Yes, Clark Kent. I don't think I spend too much time in the bedroom.
And then my Batman would be real. I think I would have to probably do this.
Because Clark Kent to me,
I
I
do
feel
whatever
like I'm
they
gonna
tell me to
channel a
do.
lot of anxiety as Clark Kent. I'm not gonna give everything away and show that I don't have the big dick energy as Clark Kent. You know, I'm kind of just more
Clark
like,
Kent doesn't have that much BD.
right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like just kind of like.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing a lot of women.
That's easier to be, dude. I'm wearing sweatpants and a t-shirt, dude. I
don't
can't
do
get all
much.
Bruce Wayne'd up.
But when I'm Superman, I'm showing all BD energy and I'm flaring out and I'm going, hey. And I've got a little bit of a pant, like I just got done doing push-ups. Whatever I'm doing, dude, I just got done doing push-ups. Hey, you got a towel?
Got a towel?
Is it warm in here? And I'm just only saving women. Oh no! Sounds like they need me. Help! Oh, there's some dude getting choke slammed by Kane or something. Or the Green Goblin is beating up some dude, and I'm just
different
like,
movie. Different movie.
Well, it's a crossover.
Different
that's
movie.
all they do now.
It's true.
Optimus Prime comes out of nowhere. He's beating up some dude, and I go, wait a minute. Wait. Hold that thought. I need to save this girl.
That's Batman's voice. That's my voice.
It just got a little grittier because
Hang on,
I'm feeling
here's
heroic.
I'm Batman. That sounded creepy.
Did.
I'll work on it, dude. I'll figure it out for next episode.
Yeah.
Let's get into some listener questions and topics. First one is from a new listener who I'm thinking we got from the this past weekend podcast with Theo Vaughn, dude. I made
So that's fun.
Yeah, it is. I made a just a real nice thing on Theo's podcast, just saying that we appreciate him and all the stuff that he's up to. And so people were able to come over and see that, and
Maybe see a little bit of the influence.
Yeah, a little bit of the influence.
Gang,
stuff like
y'all
that.
feel me?
But anyway, so this one was, which one is the black and which one is the ginger? Gang, onward. And I believe he's referring to our artwork, our paintings of us. Now, I'm not black, but in the painting I'm black and white, and that's because I'm kind of a black and white guy. You know, I'm a little bit of a black and white human being. I tend to look at the more logical approach of
Very plain.
Yeah, just I am what I am, you know. And then Z,
he's like the Wonder Bread.
who's kind of a ginger, who's
Savannah, no, I'm not a ginger. I'm not a ginger
in
at all.
the right light. You are a ginger.
No, my beard can be ginger in the
right light. You're ginger.
And that's soon. But I'm actually,
again,
if you look at the hair, my hair is blonde.
Yeah,
blonde.
Okay,
but I have blonde hair.
Anyways, Justin, for future reference, is the black and white, and Z is the ginger.
Because I'm the color, baby.
And he's the color. So that's that question.
Nothing wrong if you are ginger. I'm just not. I don't want to.
Well, you don't have a soul if you're a ginger. That's the first thing.
Well, it's.
Next question is what is the podcast about? And well, if you're asking that question and you're just now having to get the answer to that, then your head's in the sand. But basically, we're just trying to navigate the waters of being socially awkward.
More or less.
Trying to help you get through your day, dude.
To be a little more specific, because I noticed that and I don't know if it's a problem that people have, but we're very generic on our descriptions, on what we say we actually do, what we talk about. And I've been actually trying to think about it on ways that we can just like an elevator speech of something that we can come up together real quick. But I would say mainly is that our podcast is about just current, relevant, everyday topics that we think about from our point of view, that we just things that we think about on a daily basis from a young from a young entrepreneur, from a young podcaster, from a young just general member of society.
But we have a lot of real interesting experiences that have given us these perspectives to where,
and insights on certain situations.
We've lived in so many places and met so many people and had the fortune of being able to do so many things in our life
and be exposed to so many different cultures and people and
in our young life, that we just have all these weird points of view that help us just talk about shit.
Yeah, and structure conversation. So I would say that's the main thing with what we're about, is we just like to
build a community too.
Build a community of people and kind of just express that it's okay to have a lot of conversations, but we want to mainly at the end of the day have all those conversations with a some form of comedic twist to it. We don't want to be serious, we don't want to be stuffy. Some of them are going to be funny, some of them are not, but if there's anything we don't want to be, it's unauthentic and it's stuffy and we're just silly, loose guys, and that's what we try and just keep putting out on here. So that's mainly what
we want to be
like.
We basically want to be where our favorite podcasts leave off is where we want to pick up. Like I was saying to somebody that we're like the kids table version of Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
In the less dark arts version of Theo.
In the less fight talk version of The Fighter and the Kid, and a more organized version of Dalia's podcast, and
just a bunch of influence from all of these guys who are
just great.
Just really, really talented and hardworking people that we look up to.
We have so many influences in this space that we've been fans of or watching for so many years that I feel like our success that comes from this is in the hands of all these great people that have helped kind of pave the way.
Well, that's kind of how it is, I think, with everything. You have these greats that come along and really kind of form a path, and then
there's the new wave.
It's that new wave that comes in and is able to see and understand, this is the way to talk about this. This is how you handle when you disagree with something.
Yeah.
You learn all these skills that now your starting point is where they were 4 or 5 years down the road.
Right.
And you just know so much more starting out than that generation did.
Right. Well, it's like the like all this equipment and stuff like this.
Yeah.
We're starting out on episode 1, but if you go down to Joe Rogan's old podcasts, he wasn't using very good equipment at all, and it was pretty much on a Skype. It looked like it was a web recorded in his room, and I'm sure it was just starting out. And it's so cool that we get to start out with
these technologies
and this top of the line stuff, and make it so easy to start a podcast that literally all we have to do is click a button and it gets distributed to all these places. So it just is so cool. And but yeah, I'd say that's what we're about.
Yeah.
And just keep listening and formulate your own opinion of what you think we're about and kind of what we are and what we're like, because we're still, as corny as this sounds, we're still finding a lot of that out as we go about ourselves. We're still learning. I think that's what's so hard for me personally, is when people say, "Oh, tell me about yourself," or this or that. I just still feel like there's so much still that I need to discover about myself that I don't feel like there's even anything to say yet, because I'm still learning so much. I know what I like to do. I know things that make me happy. I know things that make me sad, but and I know things that bring me joy and some things that don't, but there's still a lot of things I have no idea if it brings me joy or not, because I just haven't done it.
Yeah.
So
okay, yeah, so that's what the podcast is about. Thank you for asking. Okay, next one, kill stories. So this is not the first time we've got
code
this.
For 6.
Yeah, it is. Not the first time that we've got this, but I just want to say that we have, as far as the kill stories go, if it comes up, it'll come up, But we have actually a very loyal and good women watch or viewership and listenership. And we've got, and I really don't want to be.
We've been chatting with babes all day.
I just don't want to be disrespectful and be bringing up like all these kill stories and shit. You know, like especially it's just not in good taste.
Yeah, and the other thing is too is like, you know, we're not
like if it comes up,
we're not in our mid 30s or 40s to where it's like we can look back and talk like this isn't like 20 years worth of stories. You know, we're still pretty. This is all.
Well, I have
to scale. It's all pretty recent. I've got a lot of stories,
but like we don't.
And my best story just happens to be one of my most recent stories. So I just want to save that for.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be.
It's not the time.
Yeah. Also, too, we're not in a relationship. We don't have a wife. We don't have even a girlfriend to where like.
Yeah.
We can.
It's all okay.
Like, yeah, we can't say shit and have there be no consequences.
Right.
You know, for. Shit when this drops, you know, because like any girl I'm talking to that listens to my kill stories, not talking to me anymore.
Well, and it's not even that. It just isn't really, you know, and that's not really like our brand either. You know, we're not even
that's
really
not really
like,
our thing.
Because we were talking about being like not being numbers guys and kind of clowning on that, you know. So then it's like, well, best kill story. Like, I'll tell you, I got this one story. I guess you can call it a kill story, but I was dating my first girlfriend actually.
Are you telling the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a kill story, but you didn't want me to tell the story?
No, you can.
Oh. Well, anyways, so
I don't even know what story it is.
Oh. Well, it's not anything crazy, but my first girlfriend, she her parents were divorced and her mom was out of town. Her mom was real cool, kind of let us do whatever, and her dad was a little more strict. Well, mom was out of town and she was at her mom's, so she's like, yo, come over. So I was like one of those memes hustling over, when you find out when their M&D aren't home, you kind of just zoom over there. So sure enough, I did, and I was like, she's like, oh yeah, don't worry about it, you know, my mom's out of town. I'm like, all right, cool. So this is in Denver. Everyone has a basement. So I left my shoes at the top of the basement, right? So I go downstairs and spend some time with my girlfriend at the time. And sure enough, we hear Madre come home. So I freak out because we're young, and she specifically said, you know, no, don't let Z come over while I'm not home. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to take the heat for whatever reason. If anything comes back to me, I just don't want to deal with it. So she runs up to go check to see who comes home. I book out. There's this trap door. So I leave without my shoes. So my shoes are still upstairs. And I heard, whose shoes are these? That's when I got through that window. So I had to climb through, and there were some rocks. So then there's like this cylinder metal piece, and I had to climb up through it through some vines. And I had to park actually further up the street on the off chance that someone drove by. Or like if her, like she was worried that like either like her dad or like someone would drive by and see it, or like her sister or like a friend or something, it would just come back. So she was sketched out. So I had to park like a block up the street. So here I am walking in my socks down the street, and I'm hustling out of there, and I got to drive home, and my drawers, let's just say my drawers needed to be washed.
Can I tell you something?
Huh?
Did this really happen? Was this a true story?
I swear to God.
Because it sounded a lot like the plot of American Pie.
Dude, it might have well has been. And then I had to go home, man. And it was like a Saturday or a Sunday. So M&D were home, and I had to go home and figure out something. But I, you know, like.
What'd you do with your drawers?
Well, it was mainly the drawer, like the underwear was the issue. And then I had the shorts on over it. So I got through that, but, you know, it was still, I had the sock issue, and then I had to deal with my shoes. It wasn't like how I am now, where I have like, ton of different shoes. I had like 4 pairs of shoes.
Damn.
So,
dude.
for me to lose a pair of shoes like that was a big deal. But it was a girlfriend, so I was able to get those back. But just not comfortable times. I used to do all kinds of stuff over there, man. I used to have to like always be climbing through that trap door at some time other than other. Do you remember that one time I flew into Denver, and then again I was told not to stay the night there, but I had to, and then you dropped me off. You just got dumped, and you had all your shit in your car. You picked me up, so I'm like, hey, can you drop me off over at her place? So then you did.
Dude, who brought the good news bear?
And then I had to climb through that damn trap door again with my suitcase.
Telling your American Pie stories, bringing up my breakups. All right, let's get on to the next one, dude. Jesus criminy.
Sorry for that long-ass story.
Okay. What choices have we made, and how have they affected our paths? And is there anything that you would change? Z, you got any regrets?
Nope, not even a single letter. Yeah, for me, I don't like to look at it like that as like a regret thing. I think I've definitely made a ton of mistakes, and I'm continuing to make mistakes all the time, but I don't know. I just try and not view it with judgment, and I just try and learn from it the best I can, and sit with it though. Like I really try and sit with it and try and figure out what went wrong, how I went wrong, how can I improve it? What should I follow up with? What are some of its opposites that I can work on to make me better in this, and not focus on it. Like if I said something mean to hurt someone's feelings, I might think of ways to now make someone's day, or what's something nice I can do instead, or or I don't know, a whole bunch of different things. But I don't look at it as any regrets ever. I just try and
Yeah, I do.
not live with it, and not beat myself up over it, but not look at it as judgment. Like, hey, it happened, like, hey.
All right, so you have a perfect life, dude, and you wouldn't change a thing.
That is the furthest thing from the truth. I mean, I could get into some shit.
No, dude, no. You're fine. I think that's actually a really good answer, man.
Testimonials.
No, because I think that's a real good way to live. And I would certainly say that for the most part I'd be in a similar camp. However, I got to be honest, there's definitely days where I think to myself like, what if I never gave up? What if I never gave up skateboarding or paintball, dude? And what if I stuck with that a little bit more? Because there was a point.
You could be the next Ryan Sheckler.
I would give both nuts to be Ryan Sheckler.
Interesting.
Probably. You don't need them. You're not gonna be wanting to pop out any niños if you're Ryan Sheckler. So
yeah. Skateboarding or paintball?
Yeah, dude.
Why
Well, here's the
paintball
thing.
specifically?
Well, paintball was a lot of fun for me, and it got real competitive, because it wasn't just the forest paintball that everybody knows about. There's like a whole world of blow up bunkers and stuff, and positions and plays, and it's a whole world that people don't know about. And I was into this as a teenager, and my buddy Keegan and I, we'd go out there and we'd tear up the field.
You could just take that way too serious.
And I just think, like, dude, if I would have not continued to play hockey and go to school, and if I instead went and
just played
paintball and skateboarding a little more seriously,
your life would be much more simple.
It'd be
I would say.
way more simple. And I think there are some days where I'm like, you know what, dude, I should
that wouldn't be bad,
fucking. I
because
should
you
be
wouldn't-
fucking paintballing right now.
You wouldn't care. You know, you'd just be doing
Not
whatever.
a care, dude. My biggest worry would be like,
You're not worried about Instagram. You're not worried about.
well, you are, but for different reasons.
Dude, I don't even know. They're probably like, they're not worried about money.
No,
really.
those guys are worried about some stuff. I mean, but like, it's a different thing.
Yeah, it's
a
not the
different
same
animal.
as like you're not promoting as much shit. You're not.
Well, or coming up with
content, articles, podcast material.
Well, I was gonna say the ASB Elite stuff, which is something totally different than all of that, where I got to be doing math and dealing with money and like real big boy.
That you do that.
Real big boy stuff.
Ooh, get you some more of that boss water.
Well, it's just different from fucking shooting guys across the field.
Yeah, okay, Einstein.
Um,
I'm just playing. Yeah, it is a different game, man. I mean, shit, dude. Who knows where life would be for either of us?
It'd be nuts, dude. That's my one thing,
if
though.
you did
I wish
that,
I would have done.
I don't
wish
know if I
would've-
would have been as ambitious. Like I
Sometime-
probably would
Well,
have.
it's not an ambition thing, dude, because those guys are pretty fucking competitive, ambitious. It's just the road that you take.
Well, no, I meant like ambitious. I mean, like I wouldn't have been as ambitious because let me finish. I wasn't into paintball. I never did. I was too afraid. I didn't want to get shot. Birds, getting shot, dude, you name it, I was afraid of it. Growing up. And now it's still just birds, I think we're down to. Birds and time are my two fears now. That's what we've gotten it down to, which is a huge step. So a round of applause would be much appreciated if you're home and you can do that. But I wouldn't have been as ambitious. No, I still probably would have, because I did shit before. I don't know. Because I got out of hockey before you. Yeah, I don't know. Life would be different. I'd be doing different things. I would probably be.
We may still have a podcast.
Yeah, it'd be
like we could still be
way different things.
Well, but we'd be still like it could still be doing this. It's just that instead of doing ASB Elite, I'd be shooting guys and playing paintball.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, I'm pretty fed up with episode 15. Hey, fun fact about the number 15. That was the very first ever hockey number that I wore. So, episode 15. Anyways, guys, please don't forget, subscribe.
No forget.
Share, review, like, comment, all that bullshit.
Please. It helps us out
so much.
Tremendously.
For those of you guys who are just tuning in, I'm Jay.
I'm Z. And if you guys if you didn't subscribe like we asked you to in the beginning, or write a review, it's real easy. It's free.
Do it now.
Do it now. We love you very much.
Have a hootload of fun this week.
Be safe.
And we look forward to seeing y'all real soon. This has been Socially Awkward.
Take care, guys.
Goodbye.
This feeling right now, man, I swear it feel. Yeah.